Intrusive thought won.
Where did that come from?
Intrusive thoughts win sometimes.
Okay.
Okay. What's up, fam? It's Walking Among Us. The whole team, including Kelly. We've got a special episode to drop for you guys before we start season 2 here. Krista, what do we got going on for this episode?
For this episode, we are going to be touching base, kind of commentary style, talking about just moments from season 1 that, you know, we maybe never really touched on, or just like after completing the season as a whole, our thoughts and like feelings about different episodes and investigations and everything.
As we remember the season 1 finale episode, at the beginning we were saying it was bittersweet. You know, it was the final episode of our inaugural season. Something we've all worked so hard on, and sitting back and watching our progression from episode 1 to episode 13.
Huge difference.
Huge difference, just like Kelly just said. We went leaps and bounds. And honestly, again, thank you guys for all the support, subscribing and watching the content, dropping comments, because you keep us motivated, you keep us going. But like I said, it was bittersweet at the last place we used to film filler at, because that was Kelly and I's house. We had to move out of there. And here we are in the new abode, starting season 2, bunch of new things. We've got the new filming location for our fillers and reviewing footage. We've got a newly married partner. Let's drop some congrats in the comments, guys. She had her wedding during our hiatus while Kelly and I were moving and on vacation. Oh, she's blonde now too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's been doing some stuff off the YouTube channel as well. So when the time's right, we'll drop a little video for that so you guys can see a little Missy on TV.
Yeah.
Having said that, let's delve into this episode, guys. I was wondering which one of them was going to do something like that. For the first clip we want to show you guys, this is actually a clip that was uploaded to the video of our investigation at the Boston Mills Cemetery. I didn't notice it at first.
No, I don't
know if you did.
No, I didn't see it.
I was told by a friend of mine, hey, go watch this. So around the 11-minute mark, just after the 11-minute mark of the Boston Mills Cemetery video, I'm panning the cemetery, and this odd white mist just kind of floats through the cemetery. I don't know, we didn't catch it before. Let us know what you guys think. Check this out.
We'll play with you. I don't know, it looked black something. Time. Slow by here. Does anybody want to come talk to us?
All right, so now,
hide back here.
no, I'll just keep moving over.
Army camp. So
The army camp.
honestly, a really cool location,
It is, but it's so big that
Yeah.
we need to go back to
and
it.
we will go back.
Yeah, we're gonna be
But it
going
was also
back.
our first location.
No.
So
Yes.
it's kind of special.
Well,
Yeah.
second location.
Well, our first
It was the first,
out of...
Our first,
Yes.
yeah.
and it was also our last one with James.
Oh,
It was. James, we miss you, James!
James hopefully will be back.
We're
Special
hoping
guest star.
James will come back for season 2 for a few episodes. We're hoping anyway.
He's just really busy.
Yeah, he's really busy,
Don't blame
and
him, yes.
you know, real life happens. And we can't wait for you to come back, brother. Let's get on the topic of the army camp.
With me, it was when you guys were doing the interviews, and I was just walking to the back, and all of a sudden there was just dust around me, or not
That
dust,
smoke, the
around
smoke,
me.
yeah.
And I'm not smoking. I'm in the way back of the warehouse. Nobody else is around, and there's just plumes of smoke everywhere.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, you would think that she had a cigarette in her hand with how much
She did
smoke there was.
not.
Yeah, no.
She did not.
No.
She showed her hands and everything, like,
See, I think evidence.
yeah.
Krista, What about you? Something stood out at the army camp? Something you liked? Something you didn't like?
A couple of things. The cat balls that were active around us.
Yes.
And also the moment that Rafe was trying, because again, this was not his jam.
No, they did not like him.
They did not like Rafe.
Nope.
But he was trying with that cat ball, and Chrissy came, sat down, and was just like, "It's
He's
okay."
a good guy.
Immediately turns on.
Immediately turns on.
Cool, the coolest thing.
Let's not forget about how ticked off Rafe was getting near the end of that episode. And as soon as I was not poking the bear, I was shoving a stick down his throat.
Yeah.
I was shoving a stick down that bear's throat trying to provoke some sort of activity. And the second I left that back room, did that thing not call me in?
Yeah, it mocked you.
Big time.
It was mocking
They were playing.
you.
Watch this, guys.
Come and play with this little ball. Just move it a little bit. That's all you got to do. Look, I'll even sit down there. Now let's play. Can you push that ball towards me? Or can you make it light up? Come on, you can do it. I know you can do it. You just did it, so there's no reason you can't do it again. Trust me, I'm not going to hurt you. If you're over there, you can come back. Look, now she's here with me. You feel safer. You feel safer that we're both here. But we got a car for you to play with. We got a couple light up cat balls.
It's okay. He's not going to hurt you. He's totally a cool guy. Shut up.
Every time I'm trying to coax it into doing something, but like I said, every time I feel something, it's gone within a minute.
But then the second
So having a childlike figure in this building, and from the time that it happened, if whatever man was abusing that child, a majority of men had beards back then, so I might be an intimidating factor.
Side note, though, about Army Camp, our Ouija board session there was actually really cool.
It really was.
And it was a makeshift Ouija board.
What a lot of people don't know is that we forgot our Ouija board. That was a diaper box that we drew the letters on.
And it was
Whatever.
And that was one of the best Ouija board sessions we did. So,
and it was on camera.
kids, it just goes to prove you don't need a store-bought Ouija board.
But you know what you do need? A camera recording.
Recording, yeah.
Let's go on our very first inaugural episode. Me and Kelly's old house. We'd only met in person once before that. No idea what we're doing other than what we've witnessed on YouTube episodes.
Like,
so
we
we're
can
trying
do
to
this.
you know, let's go guys, we can do this. We got no fucking clue what we're doing.
No.
But in all
It
honesty,
worked out.
I think it turned out to be a great first episode.
Yeah.
I really do.
I love it.
The orbs were insane there.
Yes. Very much
Actually, I do want to touch on the orbs real quick because
Go for it.
throughout our investigations in season 1 and like some more research that I've done, I've become more skeptical about orbs themselves and like their actual.
It's hard because it could be many other.
We've got some really great orbs throughout all of, or not all of our episodes, but throughout the season.
We've had about half of our first season, we caught some decent orbs.
But
in that episode
was something different.
Yes.
I could probably go through and like find all our orb things and maybe poke holes or like debunk all of our orbs. I cannot with the ones in that episode.
They went.
That
they had a
house.
certain direction they went into
And the
and slowed
size
down.
change
And,
and it was like I will go to my grave fighting for those orbs.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of movement on the Ouija board, but not much. But it was more the surroundings when we were doing that Ouija board session, I felt.
Yeah.
Especially with you at the doorway, and I was sitting next to that dresser, so you had a good angle to show that I wasn't touching the dresser, and the cat balls were going off.
Episode 1. Obviously, we're at your guys' house at the time, and you were talking about how, you know, when your cousin lived there, he had like this oppression that came over him, and he felt like there was like something dark that was constantly following him. And I just noticed afterwards, like thinking about it after, not every episode you would feel this way, but as we were getting deeper and deeper in, there was a lot of times you're just like, I don't feel like myself. Like I feel like I'm like heavy, and like it almost made me feel like I wonder if some of the things that you were feeling after different investigations were just like whatever was at that house being stirred up. You know what I'm saying?
It is a very
oh my god, your
look
arms!
Holy
Look
crap.
at me. Just from talking about that. Look at that. Like that just washed over me.
I know you can't see that, but Jesus.
Literally, that's
Like,
the most goosebumps I've ever seen on him.
Yeah.
But I was piecing that together when you were saying that. I was like, wait, like that, like it was like a repeat of everything that I've seen with you over the past
Very true.
year.
Yeah. I never even put two and two together.
I didn't until I was watching that episode and you were talking about it. I was like,
wow.
Wait, like it feels like you're talking about yourself.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I don't think it's attached to me anymore.
I don't think it's attached
I think
anymore.
it's gone now.
Your energy shift has changed.
Yeah.
I think it's attached to that house.
Why don't I make a phone call tomorrow and see if we can do one final in an empty house? It's gutted. It's empty.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, we can try that. Where it all began.
We're back.
We're back.
That's weird.
Another thing that I had noticed when I had rewatched Museum on the Boyne, and I was looking at the Estes method where it had switched to your point of view. And in it, Rafe is all of a sudden just like 4 months. And we're just like 4 months. And he's like the devil. And it was like, what happened 4 months later?
Krista put that one together. 4 months later, we end up at the Elgin Railway Museum getting Zozo trying to peek his ugly hide through the Ouija board.
Yeah.
For the first time.
For the first time in our career. Hopefully it won't be anymore.
Mockery? I'm like on the edge of this. Zed. I don't get a good feeling.
No. Say goodbye. Say goodbye right now.
Oh. Do we say goodbye?
Saying no, don't say goodbye. I am completely washed right now. Dude, no, I'm not good with this.
Okay, we're saying goodbye. We don't think this is George.
Goodbye. That was not fucking George.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet there's interesting messages in that Estes that we did at Val and Dave's house. Because that was a long ass one. There were some crazy
were you under for like 20 minutes?
I was under for apparently almost half an hour.
And there was crazy things, side note about that, there were some crazy things happening behind the scenes, and you can kind of hear me a little bit during it in the background.
But there was like
a shadow figure or something came down the hallway. I thought it was one of them. No one else was over there.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that after the cat ball going off beside me.
Yeah, the REM pod.
The REM pod.
I think, did I go under that? I did, and the REM pod went off behind... No, the REM pod went off after you said my name.
Yes.
You said my name.
Something like that.
We have a few different devices. You can touch a cat ball behind Rafe, maybe the REM pod as well. If you touch any of those two devices behind Rafe, they'll light up and we can...
The house is on fire.
The house is on fire.
Seth.
Oh, it is red. Drive.
Seth.
Okay. Seth, what do you have to tell us?
Bastard.
Oh. Seth, are you good? Are we misunderstanding you, Seth? Do you need help from us? Or does Rafe need help?
Growling, Seth.
Oh.
What do you want, Seth?
Forget him.
Forget Seth? How could we? That's all you ever talk about.
Help.
Who needs help?
I can hear him.
Who needs help?
Exorcism?
We have tools for that.
Bones. The girl.
Which girl? Give us a name.
Fight him.
No, we're not fighting anyone. Which girl? Give us a name.
Krista.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, we can hear you.
Oh.
You're doing good.
Go.
Go where?
The fuck?
How do you need Krista to help you?
Rafe. His name is Rafe.
So Rafe, tell us, what location did you absolutely hate?
Okay, well, that's a very open-ended question.
Hate is in.
Hate as in I felt the most uncomfortable, or hate as in I wish we would have got more action?
What was the first thing that came to your mind?
My most uncomfortable location. Hands down, for me, without a fucking doubt, was probably the Blue Ghost Tunnel. Because that one stuck with me for about a week or a little over a week after. I wasn't feeling right. I constantly was looking over my shoulder, like I was being watched or there was something with me. I did not like that location, and I know a lot of people wanted us to go back there, and
We will.
Krista is
Eventually.
they're convinced.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back there.
I know you don't.
That
You
one
have to.
that one stuck with me hard.
That's why we have to go back.
Yeah.
Kelly, what was
Through there.
what was the location that you didn't like?
That I didn't like?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that.
So same question for me.
I really don't have an answer to that.
Okay,
really?
okay, Kelly, what
I would
location
say the
made
Blue
you
Ghost Tunnel.
like the most
The
uncomfortable?
Blue Ghost Tunnel.
Was that you? Am I going crazy? I'm hearing.
voices.
I definitely heard that.
Do you hear it twice?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I did too.
Yeah. So we're definitely hearing voices or like moaning sounds. Definitely.
Like, it's not a good feeling here.
And no, I'm so on edge right now. Like so on edge.
Kelly, what was your favorite location to film at, and why?
Just because I'm the cat ball whisperer, I'm going to say it was one of two things. Either it was actually seeing a cat ball move on its own.
That was the Arlington.
Yes. Or it was in the basement while I had a full-out 4-minute conversation with a cat ball.
Which
Yeah,
where?
it's that
Tattoo
tattoo
shop.
shop.
Oh, the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the tattoo
tattoo
shop.
shop,
Yes,
yeah.
sorry. In the tattoo shop, because really going back and forth.
Yeah.
But
They
mind
were.
you, there was a lot of different things throughout the season. Of course, the best thing was our Ouija board session that
Oh.
didn't get taped.
Yeah, easily.
Yes, because nothing could ever mimic that ever again.
They're never ever gonna let that go.
No.
But yeah, it's definitely the cat balls for me.
I was just doing a cat ball session in the cellar, and I asked it to move. I was nowhere near the chair. Asked it to go off, and it actually moved away and went off.
Just you and I in this room. It's a pretty cool room. If you happen to be in here with us, can you set off that cat ball? All you have to do is go near it. Thank you. I appreciate that. All you have to do is go near it. Thank you.
Yeah.
My original question when I said hate, like I was like kind of joking, but I want to know if you like just hated the location, like you'll never want to go back just because like it was just like your least favorite episode.
Oh, the Screaming Tunnel.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
Screaming
much
Tunnel.
happened there.
I felt like nothing happened there.
Yeah.
We got cat ball stuff.
We got
I
cat ball stuff.
honestly, for the hype that goes on the Screaming Tunnel,
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more. Now,
I was
granted,
expecting a lot longer.
granted,
Yeah.
we were there during the day and only for what, 2-3 hours?
We should
True.
check it out
So,
when we go back to Blue Ghost. Just-
Maybe
Yeah.
we should go there
Nope.
at night. So, Krista, what location was your favorite? For what reason? And what location did you absolutely hate for what reason?
My favorite location, I flip flop a lot because then like sometimes I remember moments at some locations like shit. I love that. Like that was my favorite.
That is the hard part,
Yeah,
right?
because there's so
Yeah.
many good moments.
That is the hard part.
But I think right now it might be Museum on the Boyne. Might be my favorite, the log
Really?
cabin,
The
Yeah.
log cabin.
because it was like the Estes, and like I was rewatching that episode recently, and
Still get goosebumps.
As soon as they came out of Estes, and that noise that happened
The
right
scratching
after,
noise, yeah.
or like whatever, and
That was
the cat ball went
crazy.
off right after that.
The scratching noise,
And
the
something
cat
pulled
ball.
your hair.
And something pulled my
Something
hair.
tugged your hair.
Like,
my extreme rage period where I had to actually leave the cabin.
During the prism.
Now, no, that was that
we were
when
doing the Flux
prison?
2, yeah.
The Flux
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
Should we tell them?
Do it.
We're going back.
Yeah.
But we're only investigating the cabin.
Yeah. Which
So
I think is
that is going to be a whole episode focus solely on that cabin, guys. With the responses we got there, the action we got there, people were saying that they wanted us to go back, and we're gonna push our luck. We're gonna go back.
Also, we got like extremely sick after.
Yeah, we got really sick later when we were doing the Flux 2 inside.
Yeah, there's just
in the
a
museum.
lot that happened at that cabin that like the names that we were getting on the Spirit Talker as well. Like Tommy came through.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
There was just like weird noise. It was just It was
I'm
so
looking forward
active.
to going back.
And just to give you guys a recap, this is the scene that we're talking about. If you haven't already seen the episode, check it out.
Leave.
Why do I have to leave?
You bitch.
Do you not want me here?
Go to hell.
Yeah, you started telling me off.
What?
You started telling me off. You,
like when
you called me a bitch. I kept asking, who's touching Krista? Yes, is all they would say. Whoa! What? Whoa! What the fuck was that noise?
There was a noise by the bed.
There was a noise over there by the bed, and then the fucking cat ball went off. She was...
You have it on film.
I have it on film.
Clear as it's still recording.
Yeah.
Right when we were telling you what you were saying. Are you okay? No. You also told him to go to hell.
Yeah, you told me to go to hell, too. You said go to hell, then you called me a bitch, and I'm like, all right, she's getting me.
And then my least favorite. Oh, you know what? It's gonna sound so sad to say. I think my least favorite might have been Arlington.
Really?
First of all, I liked the basement, and when we heard the whistle, that
whistle, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
But there wasn't a lot of stuff throughout.
And they put us in the most haunted room, which was...
At one point, I felt uncomfortable in that room at one point, but then later on...
it wasn't something that stayed.
As the night progressed, getting closer to witching hour, we're staying up as late as we can. We were up till about 4 in the morning that night, I think.
Yeah.
And as we were approaching the witching hour, I'm ready for everything to start. Bang the buck, let's go. And that's when all the activity, pardon the pun, died.
Yeah, loved that location, and there was some really great activity and real activity, like Kelly's cat ball moving.
Yeah, that was our first poltergeist catch.
But it just, something about it, I'm just like, if I'm gonna rewatch any of the episodes, I'm not gonna rewatch Arlington. I'll rewatch any of the other ones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I expected a lot more out of that room.
Yeah.
Especially having a man unalive himself in that room.
Yeah.
I expected a lot more.
Yeah.
We were at the Old Angel though, when you were by yourself.
Yeah. Oh.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, when the cat went off, and like the REM pod activity at the Old Angel.
You know what?
Crazy.
I'm changing my answer.
Okay.
I'm changing my answer to my least favorite time. I'm gonna change my response to, well, I'm not changing my response. The location I didn't like the most was Screaming Tunnel, but the location that upset me the most, like on a personal level, was definitely the poorhouse.
It should have been the Ouija board.
Yeah, you think. You're never living that way.
Never. Poorhouse really upset me for the simple fact of, I know, unlike the train museum, I know that I pressed record for my solo investigation.
Twice.
Look, the train museum is not in this topic of conversation right now. I know at the poorhouse, I pressed that record button. I was sure of it. I saw the little record sign in my screen, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And I had the single best Flux 2 response session I've had ever. And it wasn't recording. It started recording and then it stopped.
Yeah, you were pretty pissed off.
It did stop recording because we have the first part of that.
Yes.
That ticked me off so bad. I hated that.
Yeah.
I'm up on the 3rd floor. I'm completely by myself.
The fuck was that noise? That was this thing. Thermostat just turned on. Let's go check shit out, shall we? Let me just get in focus here. I gotta go into IR mode.
So in the tattoo shop, during my Estes method, I started to keel over, and it took you longer than normal to shake me out of.
I had to physically pick you up.
You did
You
it
were not
almost in
coming
slow
to.
motion.
You were not
like
coming
you were just
to.
slowly.
Yeah, like I was in a full-on trance. But what was that moment like for you? Because I don't remember it.
Honestly,
I just remember
honestly,
freaking out.
okay, you know what? Before I explain how I felt during that moment, let's just revisit that clip really quick, right here.
You want to talk to Val?
Fingers
What about fingers?
on.
Fingers on what? Are you still here?
Leave us.
Leave us? Leave who? Why do you want me to leave? Why do you want me to leave? Are you pulling Krista? Do you know what just happened to you?
Are you okay?
You just, like, leaned right over.
She
Okay.
leaned fully over, like
you were
all the
sitting
way,
there,
like
and then
this,
you just started leaning until your head rested on that.
like slumped.
What?
She just
like
slumped
slumped.
right over.
Okay, that's new.
And right before that, I looked at her and I said, she's in a trance now.
Yeah.
That was the one and only time I was actually scared for you.
Yeah.
I was worried, and I'm like, I didn't know what
It
to
almost
think.
looked like you passed out.
It looked like you were passing
you were in
out.
so much of a daze.
But
Yeah, it did look like
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. I was just really worried. I'm like, oh man, what's going on with my partner? What's happening here? That's the only time. Like, yeah, I've been scared during episodes and during like freaky stuff happening, but I was like legit scared.
I think
at
that's
that
like
point.
when the wellness of like an actual person.
Yeah, once
gets
and
like
You don't want to see any of us.
And it's
yeah,
not
we're going
like-
to some weird places,
Mhm.
but we try to take safety first.
yeah, and we always joke around and discuss it, but I truly do feel that we're not just a team, we're not just friends, we're like a little mini family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Stuck with that.
it's watching. I was literally watching my little sister just keel over, and I didn't know what was
Why?
going on. She
Yeah.
wasn't coming to when I was rubbing her knee. That's our signal to come out of the Estes. She wasn't coming to then. I had to physically pick her up, and then it still took a few seconds for you to like come out of it. And I was not too
And
comfortable
what
there.
was weird about that for me was like, I was fine. Like
You
you
were
did-
looking.
you had
You
no
looked
idea what
at
was
me.
going on.
You did.
No
You looked
idea.
at me like I was
Just like-
high or something.
yeah, like
You're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like,
it's like,
what's wrong with
you
me?
look
What's wrong with you?
petrified,
Yeah.
but like I'm
That's
just like,
why.
And I've been out of the Estes quite a few times now, obviously, and I think that there are times that I came out of Estes that I felt like sicker,
Yeah.
and that was not one of them. Like I was actually like pretty decent.
Wherever you were deep in there. Right?
Yeah.
Since it's up on the screen in front of me here, behind you guys, let's touch on that episode up top. The Carl Beck House
Oh.
in Penguin Shine, Ontario.
Penguin Shine, the Pepper
It's the one word I can actually pronounce. I can't believe you can't.
What did you guys think of the Beck House? What were your thoughts on the investigation at the Beck House?
I was disappointed.
I really was a little bit too. I was expecting a lot more. I mean, mind you, there was a lot I felt
Yeah.
that I smelt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm a poet.
But do you know it?
Yeah. But I wanted to see more evidence.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
You see?
It is definitely a haunted space.
Oh, without
it's
yeah,
definitely
without
haunted.
a doubt.
Crazy things that we were experiencing, but nothing that we can prove on camera, so it's kind of
It's
pointless.
just kind of like
It's,
Part
you
of
know,
the channel.
that was, I liked that episode. There are people out there, skeptics, that are gonna be, oh, you didn't catch anything on camera, so it's all fake, blah, blah, blah. Okay, go to the Beck House.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta say.
Go stay at the Beck House, and then tell me it's not haunted. Please. And like we said in that episode, the spirits there wanted us more so to use our senses than to use the equipment. Now, mind you, we still had a few things come through on equipment.
Other teams said the same thing too.
Other teams have said, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Other
they've said.
teams have told us that, oh yeah, no, we barely get any equipment.
It is a weird feeling building.
Okay, you know what?
And I do want to go back.
Why can I not catch proper EVPs? We have not gotten one Class A EVP all season 1.
No,
now mind you,
not on our voice recorder.
Mind you,
on the camera, we did.
On the camera, we caught a disembodied voice.
I would still say that's an EVP.
That was at the Arlington.
EVP too.
No,
the Old Angel.
Yes,
Sorry, Old Angel. Where
Yeah.
Captain Colin Swayze perished in the bathroom downstairs.
Which also was probably one
and we heard something in the museum, the train museum as well.
That was
Yes.
and
that was a growl.
The growl or hissing sound. But we've never caught
on the recorder?
like on the recorder no EVPs, and that baffles me. Some of the places we've been to in season 1, people claim they catch a lot of great quality Class A, Class B EVPs.
Speaking about the Old Angel in disembodied voice.
That was crazy.
And the fact that Kelly didn't hear it.
The fact that Kelly didn't hear it, but the fact that not only we heard it, but it came through on camera as well.
Slightly. It didn't sound the same as it did on camera.
The way you guys
sounded louder.
It
sounded like somebody was right beside us.
I thought it was Kelly.
I thought it was her too, because she was recording us. I thought it was her saying something.
It was like that distance. It was like
when you're hearing it on the video, I'm speaking it over my voice.
Yeah, it's kind of intermingled, but you can hear it there.
It sounds more distant.
Yeah.
On the camera, which is interesting because it was there.
I'm thinking it sounds more distant because maybe it was behind her, and with her talking right next to the camera,
it
picks up hers more so. But you can still hear the disembodied voice on that camera filming.
Yay!
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Replay. Like, no, that wasn't on EVP.
That wasn't. I don't think that was on this.
I thought that was you. Did you go hi? No.
I just heard somebody go hi.
You heard that too.
Upstairs, maybe.
No, but it was down here. It was in.
I'm really.
It sounded like it was Kelly.
I'm hoping the camera picked that up.
But that, like, I just remember my heart dropped to my
right away, especially like you and your Jeffrey Dahmer glasses. I looked right over and I was like, Jeff, did you hear that? All right, fam. So once again, thank you for hanging out with us. This special little clip for in between season. Just, you know, recapping season 1 and talking a little bit about what's coming up in season 2. Finally getting Miss Kelly to sit in on a full filler video with us. Oh yeah.
Until next season.
Until next season's recap video. You didn't? You did it. Thank you guys again, especially everybody that's already subscribed and watches our episodes and messages us and lets us know what they see that we don't. We really appreciate that. We encourage more people to do so. Drop some comments. How do you guys think we progressed in season 1? Is there something that...
And if you say anything bad, I swear to God,
we'll bring the haunted dolls to your house.
Is there anything that you guys want to see us do? Any specific places in Ontario that you guys want us to hit? I do know that if not season 2, season 3 for sure, we will be dipping our toes into the American locations.
100%, yes. Oh, she's dipping.
Krista's just gonna fucking swim to the States apparently. We'll see you there. I'm getting on a plane. Other than that, I think it's safe to stay spooky.